Hi, I'm Pat. This is my wife Sharon, my daughter Janelle, and my son Ryan. Thanks for taking the time to learn a little bit more about Cedar Point Lodge. The Huron family has owned and operated Cedar Point Lodge for 35 years. My parents, Pat and Joanne, ran it the first 10 years, and Sharon and I will be celebrating our 25th year in May of 2014. The Huron family welcomes you to Cedar Point Lodge.
Hi, you got Patrick Katowski and I'm Jeff Bell. Get Real Outdoors. We want to spend a couple minutes talking about Cedar Point Lodge, Pat.
Yeah, because we get opportunities to go to a lot of different lodges. Obviously, we've been going to Canada for a long time, 30 years. So we visited a lot of lodges, and so we've developed a little bit different perspective about lodges, and especially because we worked with a lot of owners and understood the businesses from a little bit different perspective than a lot of people who get a chance to travel around.
Right. You know, the first time we pulled into this place, I could tell it's something special, Cedar Point Lodge, Pat. And the reason why is just the upkeep of their buildings, their staff. The minute we pulled in, somebody greeted us right away, introduced themselves. They went over the schedule of what happens during the week. They introduced us to a couple different fishing guides. The fishing guides actually took our GPS and put a couple spots on it. But the moral of the story is these guys are so organized, they are so professional, they're always there to help you.
Yeah, and you talk about first impressions. One of the very first things that I noticed here, because I'm a fisherman, I noticed the marina area. And primarily what I noticed first, because we had brought our own boat here, is I noticed that there's a nice boat launch here, and not all the camps have boat launches. Let's face it, we went to camps before where we had to launch across the lake and drive the boat across. Nice launch here. Serviceable, nice, well-kept launch, number one. Protected marina, and that's important because, especially you and I, when we travel with all of our gear, having a protected marina is a big deal. A lot of people want to bring their boats up here, and your boat will be very well protected here in the marina. Other key things about the marina, service staff. The coolest thing when you come back after a long day of fishing and you're wiped out because it's been a long day and your arms are sore from catching fish on Eagle Lake, is when you see someone, when your boat comes up and you see them sprinting down to the dock. And that's a very good feeling. Someone grabs your boat. We don't keep fish, but if we did, someone would be there to clean them up for us. That's a pretty cool thing. Having a marina, and what I'm talking about is a real marina too. There's gas there, there's bait there. They do maintenance down there if they need to. It's a real marina. That is a big bonus because, again, if we compare this to some of the other places that we've gone to before, sometimes we have to run into town to get gas and to get bait and things like that. Right. A real marina on site with a boat launch is huge.
The fishing is excellent at Cedar Point Lodge here. The walleyes, the bass, the muskies, the northerns. Pat, we had a limited schedule a few years ago when we first came to Cedar Point Lodge.
The pressure was on.
Yeah, we had about a one-day shoot to make a fishing show for the folks. And we had to catch a walleye, we had to get smallmouth bass, and we had to get northerns, all within one day. So yeah, they put us to the test. Met with the guide pointed out a few spots that we should try. 6 hours later, we had 15 walleyes. One was 28 inches. We had two pike over 30 inches. You pulled a 4.5-pound bass.
Yeah, the fishing here is outstanding. And you start out with the walleyes because I think it's the biggest target fish in Eagle Lake. And I think if you talk to Pat, he would tell you that most people come here and they want to catch walleyes. And there's a lot of walleyes. And I think one of the unique things about Eagle Lake specifically, again, having traveled to a lot of the other camps and the other lakes that are in Northwest Ontario, is that the walleye fishing is good May, June, July, August. It really doesn't slow down much here, in part because it's a large lake, in part because there's a lot of different areas that people can fish here, but you can catch walleyes pretty much all the way through the summer months here, which is a bonus. Northerns. People always like to target northerns too because they're a lot of fun. There's more than enough northerns in here. The bass fishing you and I experienced, nice big smallmouth bass in here. The bass fishing I don't think gets enough attention in here. The other thing I don't think gets enough attention is the muskie fishing. I think this is world-class muskie fishing, in part because most people focus on the walleyes, but if you ever want to catch big muskies, they are here also.
You know, the cabins that they have here and the accommodations are second to none. Every time that we've been here, the folks at Cedar Point Lodge, they're working on something. They're always improving this place. The lodge is absolutely beautiful. All the cabins, they have running water, they have hot showers, stove, they have refrigerator, they have, you know, ice if you need it. Because Pat, some of the places we went in Canada were a little bit more rustic than that.
They were, and I got to tell you, one of the things I really appreciate, especially in the summer months, is just having air conditioning, because a lot of the places we had been to before didn't have air conditioning. And one of the things you notice about the accommodations here too is that we're here now for our 3rd year. The place that we stayed the first year has already been remodeled. We were in it yesterday and it looks beautiful. So you always see continual upkeep and investment in this business. And I think that's an important part, not only of like in this type of business, it's a camp or a resort, but in any kind of business, man, if you don't invest for the future, your business won't be there. And there's a real long-term perspective you can tell in the way the place is kept up, the way the investments are done.
Right.
There's a reason that there's an 80% return rate here. In part, it's because when people find something they like, they want to go back. But it's because of the accommodations, it's because of the service, it's because of the on-site marina, and it's because of the staff, and it's because of the greeting that you get when you come here. It's because of Eagle Lake, it's because of the fishing. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a reason why there's an 80% return rate.
I come up here 2009 for my first time in Canada, and we stayed at the Loon's Nest at Cedar Point Lodge, and it was mind-blowing. It was nothing I even imagined as far as accommodations, and that wasn't the end of it. We went out fishing, caught a ton of fish, and when we came back in, we're driving the boats in off the lake, and I see these kids running out on the docks. I'm like, what's going on? They literally meet you at the dock. They take all your fish, they hook up your boat, they clean your fish for you, they do everything. All you have to do is grab whatever you want to grab and walk right up to your cabin.
Even my family, they're not much into fishing, but they like coming up here just because it's so much fun. The scenery is just outstanding. The lake, it's got so many islands and bays and channels, and we've seen bears out here. We've come across moose standing next to us while we were fishing. You can't go a day without seeing 2, 3, 4 eagles, and they sit and they watch you fish. So it's really, really a beautiful sight. If you don't want to go fishing, you can just sit on the deck, watch people come and go at the dock with their boats, and it's just very, very relaxing.
The whole resort gets together midweek as well for a potluck. So you get an opportunity to meet the other guests. You bring a dish to pass. There's plenty of fish and food to go around, but you get to interact with everyone and share fishing stories, find out what's working, find out what's not. You have an opportunity to educate yourself talking to other people. They're more than willing to share the hot colors, the hot lures, the hot spots. They want you to have success. And if you come to Eagle Lake, you will catch fish.
At Cedar Point Lodge, we have a number of different ways to accommodate you, from our 1 to 3 bedroom cabins to our 1 to 2 bedroom condos. We also have 2 bedroom rustic log cabins that have been recently remodeled to put in new bathrooms and kitchens and flooring and windows and ceilings. We have 4 and 5 bedroom ultra modern deluxe chalets. Our 2 anchor accommodations, Loon's Nest and Eagle's Nest, are probably the most deluxe cabins you'll find in our area. They have hot tubs, pool tables. Again, 2 of the most deluxe accommodations you'll find in this area. We also have a full-service campground. It's small with only 5 sites, but it does offer an opportunity for those wanting to bring their own campers. At Cedar Point Lodge, we offer a number of different packages. One of them being our American Plan package, which is a package that includes 3 meals a day. The breakfast and dinner will be served in the lodge. Lunch will be either a box lunch or a shore lunch. Our American Plan package includes our 17.5-foot Lund Outfitter, boat motor, gas, as well as accommodations. Another package that we offer at Cedar Point Lodge is our housekeeping package, where you do your own cooking, and it can be a package that includes either our equipment or your own equipment.
To walleye fish on Eagle Lake is unlike any other lake that I've fished on. To be out and all of a sudden have your rod bend over and it's like pulling a brick out of 35 feet of water. We've got some of the biggest fish that I've ever seen over the last couple of years. We were up here 2 years ago, we got 60 slot walleye, which is unheard of. We keep a fishing chart each year, and we've had one running since 1991, and it's amazing. Each year the fishing seems to get better.
Hi, we're the Mitchell family from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We've been coming up to Cedar Point for a number of years. It's always a great place where we look forward to spending our holidays at Cedar Point. It's awesome for the families, the beach is great, kids love fishing on the dock. You're always met with a warm smile and a handshake when you walk into Cedar Point. We've been coming for a number of years. Fishing's been great, our boys love it. I've been coming for a long time. It's always a tradition in our family to go fishing, so bring your family out to Cedar Point Lodge where the fishing is great. How big are the fish, boys?
We catch fish this big.
See you at Cedar Point.